All right, man. Everybody repeat after me. Call up. Yahweh. Bahashim. Mashiach. Yahweh Shai. And that's all praises to the Most High in the name of His Son, who the world inly calls Jesus Christ. Salutations to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, worshiping the Father in spirit and truth. And we also want to let you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives know that you are the lost sheep of the house of Israel, God's chosen people. And we're going to prophesy the downfall of this God-forsaken wicked kingdom known as the United Snakes, home of the slaves, land of the thieves, which is also Babylon, according to the Bible, will be destroyed in a thermonuclear holocaust, man.
That's right.
That's what's going on, man. We're in the last days. A lot of people need to wake up, man. You got a lot of fear for what's going on here in society. You got a lot of fear for the cops, right? Why? Because, you know, the police can shoot you down unlawfully. There's a lot of police brutality. But is that who you should ultimately fear? We got a lot of fear for our people. Why? Because gangbanging. That's done a whole hell of a mess, man, to a lot of these ghettos, favelas, and barrios, man, all across North, Central, and South America, man. But ultimately, man, there should be one thing you should fear, and that's the Most High God, man, Abanawa Yahweh, man.
That's right.
Fear the Lord, man. Why? Because when He comes to visit you, He don't visit you like a man. Most High, when He visits you, He gonna come through plague, pestilence, man, earthquake, whirlwind, and fire, man. Someone give me that scripture real quick, man. You said you had a precept, King? Let's set it off with that precept.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 12. Woe be to the fearful hearts.
Woe be to who?
The fearful heart.
Listen, destruction to the fearful heart, man. Because guess what? If you scared, if you out here afraid, you're going to die afraid. Go ahead.
And faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways.
Listen, woe to the one who's faint of hands. What does that mean to be faint of hands? I mean, you ain't out here doing the work, man.
Right.
You see this devil, he comes by week in and week out. And you see us here every Saturday. Are we here every Saturday? Hey, are we here every Saturday? Listen, every time he walks by on Saturday, we out here. Why? Because we the saints, man.
Right.
We the servants of God, man. We do the work. We don't have faint hands. But those are faint hands, right? Those that are fearful in heart, you're going to see destruction, man. Woe unto you, man. That's it on that. Come on, give me what you got, King.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
The fear of the Lord is what?
The beginning of knowledge.
See that? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. When do you think we really learn something, man? When we start to study this society and study the academia of this Eurocentric school system, you think that's when so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives learned something when they went to college? When did you learn something? When you thought about the universe and you thought about that book called The Secret, where what you put out in the universe comes back? Is that when we start to learn something? No. You know when so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives really start to learn? When they learn to fear God.
That's right.
Because they understood He was the ultimate power. Praise God. You see that? You Latino, sister? You Latina? Hey, know that you're God's chosen people, man. You're an Israelite.
That's right.
So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, man. God's chosen people, lost sheep in the house of Israel, man. And God had to send His prophets out here to let them know that they have a duty here on earth. And what's the duty of men? What's the number one duty? Matter of fact, someone give me that. Because fear of the Lord is in that too. But keep what you got, though. Go ahead.
Back from the top. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
But fools despise wisdom and
But what?
But fools despise wisdom and instruction.
See that? But fools despise wisdom and instructions, man. And you got a lot of fools walking around out here, man. A lot of just degenerate, simpletons, man. The Bible says, oh, ye simple ones. How long will you love simplicity? How long will you walk around acting like life is not bigger than you and bigger than your program and bigger than what you got going on? The Most High got a plan, and guess what? His will be done, man. That's a guarantee and a promise you can put your money on, man. Go ahead, give me that, King.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us at the conclusion of the whole matter.
What is the conclusion, man, of the whole matter?
Fear God.
What?
Fear God.
What?
Fear God.
What?
Fear God.
Read.
And keep His commandments.
Fear God and keep His commandments. You know that, black man, that you're supposed to fear God, keep His commandments? You know that? Man, I know them headphones. Those ain't even beats, man. I know you heard me. I know you heard me. Fear God and keep the commandments. That's the whole conclusion of the matter. Read.
For this is the whole duty of man.
This is the whole duty of man. You gotta call it duty out here, man. Call it duty for any so-called Negro, Latino, and Native is to fear God and keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. And live under these decrees, man. That's the whole duty of man. You see that? You got a precept? Yeah, we can get that if you got it. Yeah, no, if you got it, we can get it. Because like I said, you need to fear the Lord. Let's see why you should fear the Lord. Go ahead.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras 9 and start at 2. It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Listen, Most High God made the world, and he's going to come visit it, right? He's going to come take a, just like the landlord. Don't the landlord, when you pay rent at a house, you pay rent, you live there, but eventually one day, what does the landlord do? Pay you a visit, right? Go ahead.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Listen, earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. We done had that. Mexico had that big earthquake. Earthquakes in diverse places. And we got an uproar of the people, man. We're living in the time of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 right now. There's a big uproar of the people. Mad because they're like, man, is Corona even real? Why do I have to wear a mask? Why is there a curfew? Why can't I go shopping with my bare face out? There's an uproar amongst the people, man. Go ahead.
It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that there were before thee, even from the beginning.
Listen, we know it was all prophesied from the beginning, man. That's why we say we're more blessed in the service and the prophets of ancient times. Why? Because we're able to see this stuff manifesting itself today. See, a lot of you people, you read these stories, you read this in history, but you don't look at the signs of the time. See, you practice the way of the heathen, man. The heathen are dismayed at the signs in the sky, man, right? Astronomy, all the stars, all these weird phenomena. They go travel to Canada, go see what, Northern Lights. See, they're dismayed by all that, man. You see what I'm saying? The aurora. They're dismayed by all that, man. But if you're a true servant of God, you should be occupied with prophecy.
Yeah, that's right.
So what we're seeing is prophecies manifesting themselves before our eyes, but the average simpleton, the average peon, he don't see it. You gotta have a mind that's meditating on these laws, statutes, and commandments. You gotta be reading these prophecies, man. You gotta open up the book and read, man. And pray, constantly pray, the Most High brings you understanding, man. And have a fear of the Lord, man. Have a fear of God. A lot of these people ain't got a fear of God. That's why they walk around being homosexuals. A lot of people don't have a fear of God. That's why they walk around blaspheming the holy name. You see that? Perverting the scriptures, perverting the doctrine, man. But guess what? It's gonna come a time where you're gonna have to pay the piper, man. You're gonna have to face judgment. And listen, and rightfully so. That was it on that? I had you holding something? Okay, what's he got? Okay, cut. Let me get this Proverbs real quick.
Book of Proverbs chapter 8, verse 13.
Read!
The fear of the Lord is to hate evil.
The fear of the Lord is the what?
Hate evil.
The fear of the Lord is the what?
Hate evil.
Now you gotta love it.
Hate evil.
Now you gotta give it a pass.
Hate evil.
You gotta hate evil, man. But I thought you can't hate. But here, the fear of the Lord, if you fear God, you hate evil. You see that? Simple to plain. There's more than that. Go ahead.
Pride and arrogancy and the evil way and the forward mouth doeth I hate.
Listen, pride, arrogancy, and a forward-ass mouth is the Most High hate, man. He hates it, man. Y'all up here always trying to come talk to servants of God who sacrifice our lives, sacrifice our time, sacrifice our wives, sacrifice our children, sacrifice our families, to come out here and preach this doctrine, man, and to edify and wake up the lost sheep in the house of Israel, and you gonna come up here and try to tell us something, man? God doesn't hate, it's all about love. He hates the evil forward way, man. If you love God, hate the wicked, man. Hate evil, man.
Right.
That's the fear of God, but a lot of people don't understand that, man. They're one-minded. They come at one angle. Real simple, man. They're not deep. They're not, there's no depth. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no depth to the mentality of a lot of people out here, man. Real basic, man. But that's it on that. You had a precept? You had the Matthew 10. Hold on, let him get this precept real quick. Who's this from? Malachi? Shashan Khan.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 20. The root of wisdom is to fear the Lord.
Listen, the root of wisdom is to do what?
Fear the Lord.
Listen, if you want knowledge, if you want wisdom, the root thing you need to do is fear God. Read.
And the branches thereof are long life. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath.
See that? That's what caused all the men you see standing up here, man. To stop sinning, to stop transgressing the law. Because we knew that the Most High God would jack us up, man. He'll leave you in a messed up state, man. Give you a disease, give you a famine, give you paralysis, right? Make you lose a limb, cause your brains to get blown all over the sidewalk, man. That's why we stop transgressing. That's why we stop disrespecting the Most High and going against the law, statute, commandments, because we actually fear the Lord. We know He'll come out and reach out and touch you. Listen, you can get away from man. You cannot escape the hands of God, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Beautiful precept. Add your orders up. Go ahead, get that.
Book of St. Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Fear not them what?
Which kill the body.
Listen, we ain't afraid of those that think they can come kill the body. Pull up on Cap, man. Cap told you where we at, man. 4th and Broadway. We're not afraid of those that can kill the body, man. We out here every Saturday. It's posted on flyers. It's posted on thousands of videos that have went out through the airwaves, through these websites, through these cyber channels, man. We're not afraid of those that can kill the body. Who are we afraid of?
It says, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Listen, we're afraid of the one who can destroy both soul and body, man. Put you in Sheol, man. Put you in hell, man. The grave. That's who we're really afraid of, man. This physical vessel we got, it gets old, man. You get gray hairs, your skin wrinkles, your flesh, it rots away. Worms eventually fill up your carcass, man. That's temporarily. Just like the son said, the 7 sons said in the book of Maccabees. They said, man, these hands came from the Most High, man. From the Most High they came to the Most High they can go back to, man. This is just our flesh. This is just our vessel, man. You got to live for something, or guess what? You die for nothing, man.
That's right.
And the men you see up here, man, we chose to live a better lifestyle than the 66.6% of the people you see on this sign, man. Because they ain't going to get it, man. They're going to love these other nations, man. They're going to try to be like the Asian man, Asian woman, the white man, the white woman, right? The East Indian man, the East Indian woman. They're going to try to be like that. Just like during that Hellenistic period, man, in Maccabees. It says, we didn't love the way of our fathers, but love what? Love the way of the Grecians best of all, man. That's what our people are going to continue to do, man. And this time is cut short. Why? Because only for the elect's sake, man. Because it's us who are sighing and crying out every day to the Lord for all the abominations done under the sun, man. That was it on that? Give me Wisdom of Solomon, 16:12. Go ahead.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 86, verse 11. Teach me thy way, O Lord. I will walk in thy truth. Unite my heart to fear thy name.
Ooh, listen, unite my heart to fear thy name. A lot of people don't even know the name. So how you gonna fear it? You don't even know the name to fear it. What's God's name? God. You see that? So-called Latinos, Negroes, and Natives, man, need to wake up, man. How you gonna fear the name you don't even know the name? How you gonna fear God? You don't even know who he's the God of, man. But we listen. What's it say in the book of John, 4:22? It says, you know not what ye worship. We know what we worship. Why? Because salvation is of the Jews, man.
Right.
We know what we worship, man. Right. We worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. That's the Holy One of Israel, man.
That's right.
A lot of you other peons, y'all simpletons got it twisted, man. Y'all think y'all think that he belongs to everyone, man. No, he says there's a nation, a particular nation that is my inheritance, man. That I sent my son to die for. So when we come out here and we say we came to save the world, what world are we talking about? This entire secular world? No, man, we're talking about the world which is the nation of Israel, man. Yasharallah, man. All praises, man. What you holding? That was it on that? Okay, Khan. Read.
This book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, verse 12. For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy sword, O Lord, which healeth all things.
But the word, it's the word that heals all things, man. That's what brings you back to life, man. The word of the Most High God, man. So why would you fear anything else, man? Not only can the Lord, is he powerful enough to bring you life, he can bring you death. He could bring you famine, he could bring you health. That's what I'm going to fear, man. That's why when sometimes even doctors, when they do miraculous surgeries, they say what? God was with this man. Why? Because they know it wasn't just the works of their hands alone, right? They know there was something miraculous that took place to allow this person to come out of a major surgery. Someone wakes up out of a coma. They know that it was God. They tell you, pray to God. Before surgery, let's pray to God that he makes it through this. Go ahead.
I was saying, going back to the last precept you brought out, it says, unite my heart to fear thy name, because we understand these other gods don't exist, right?
Right.
They have no power. But his name is that he exists, so you gotta fear that. You gotta fear the fact that he can do something to you. He is a living God. Right. So there is fear in that.
That's right, man. That's right, man. Unite our mind to fear God. You see, America, the white man has united your mind to be American. That's why you can be Asian and you walk around looking like an average Edomite, right? Average white man. That's why you could be East Indian, but you walk around looking like an iconic symbol of so-called white man. They had to force that on our people, man. Tribe of Gad, man. Shouts out to the tribe of Gad, man, the indigenous natives of this land, man. They fought hard, man. This brother went into some history, man. We used to put fear in our heart. They said Geronimo, they said that name Geronimo, the reason they got famous and people used to yell it, they said because of the bravery. They said they used to do Indian raids. I know what Indian raids are, right? The Indian raids where they used to run in on the cavalry or running on those towns, those little wagon settlements Esau used to make, and they chopped everybody's head. I'm talking everybody got scalped, man. Man, woman, and child. But it said what used to happen is they used to see Gad coming over the hill, man, coming down with them tomahawks and them arrows, and they knew it used to be Geronimo, so they used to yell, oh, Geronimo! They yell like he's coming, he's on the way. You see that?
They were blowing the trumpet for their people.
Blowing the trumpet for their people. But nowadays, the so-called white man walks around so lofty and proud in America's stolen ground and feels no shame for it, feels no conviction for it, because why? They're the mercifulest. They don't have a mind that wants to unite to God. You see that? Even though they say it, we know that's a lie. That it's nothing but illusions. Because inside their heart is what? Swords. Is what? War. But they have a forked tongue and they speak with smooth words and buttery words. You see that? But even them, the tribe of Gad, they take their children and put them where? In those boarding schools, man. And what was the boarding school for? To literally to make them amalgamate. Is it amalgamate? Is that the word I'm using? Amalgamate. How you say it? Assimilate, right? And amalgamate into American white supremacy culture. Literally, right? They had to take off all the tribal ways, the tribal languages, and start all the customs of the heathen, right? Start to live like them, talk like them, walk like them, and look like them. You want to say something? Go ahead.
They say kill the Indian, but save the man.
Right, kill the Indian, but save the man. Why? Because they're saying the Indian was savages. Just like this black man probably know. How you doing? How you doing, my man?
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, assalamu alaikum. So were you Muslim?
I practice Muslim faith.
Okay, you practice Muslim faith. Did you think we were Muslims? No. Okay. So you just practice Muslim faith. So yeah, we out there, we practice the faith, the same faith that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob had.
Judea.
Who worship the God of Israel. That's the same faith we practice. Now, what's not known today? What's not known today is that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, especially the Negroes that came through the transatlantic slave trade, through slavery, are actually from the nation of Israel. They're God's chosen. Have you ever heard of that before?
Yes.
You're into that knowledge, okay.
I just moved here from Detroit.
Oh, you from the D? Okay.
I've only been here 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, 2 weeks. You fresh from the D, man. How's Detroit right now?
It's kind of different. So when I see y'all, I see my people. I don't got no COVID or nothing.
Right.
I've been in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I stopped. I was down here. So I believe the universe always take you where you're supposed to be.
Right. So we
Because I
get
just
that.
went on a travel just to journey. And then I heard the sound. I'm familiar with Judea a little bit.
Someone give me that. What's that cat where it says they'll hear the voice? You know what I'm talking about? It says they'll hear it.
Isaiah.
My
But you
people
know
hear
the
it.
sound of my voice.
Yeah, it said
You
they'll
talking
hear.
about the voice behind you?
Yeah, the voice behind you. That's one. Find that for me, Bible Shop. Go ahead, get this one. Was this about free will? Yeah, because see, it was not coincidence. You came right here. You was meant to be right where you, brother. What's your name?
My name is Mark.
Brother Mark. You were supposed to be right there in that square where you at right now. Watch it.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord.
It says man's what?
Man's goings are of the Lord.
It says man's goings are of the Lord, meaning there's a creator that designed everything. Nothing's happening by coincidence. Nothing's just random. You see what I'm saying? It was a purpose. There was a reason you came here. The Most High God wanted you to come up here. Go ahead.
It says, how can a man then understand his own way?
Right? How can a man understand his own ways? You can't act like there ain't been some stuff that you done did, and you sit back and you think, you're like, man, why did I do that? You know how it is, Mark. You be like, man, You know what I'm saying? It's happened to you, right? It's happened to me. I'm sure every brother up here, you done did something, you like, man, why'd I go do that? And you think about it, you was like, man, it's like I was meant to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I made the decision, don't know why I did it, but I did it. That's how it says, how can man understand his own ways? That's the Bible telling you that there's no such thing as free will. You think, Mark, you can do whatever you want. You can't. You know that, right? You can't just go do whatever you want. If that was the case, you would end suffering and poverty in Detroit right now if you could. But you know you just can't do whatever you want. You could try, right? You could try. You could try to do everything you want. Don't mean it's going to be accomplished. You got something else? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Proverbs 21 from the top. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will.
Right, that's why a lot of people, they understand, they're like, God just wasn't with it. You know what I mean? If someone dies, what are our people, what we say? God wants to bring that person where? Back home, right? Want to take them back home, bring them back to heaven. Because the Bible says when you die, the spirit goes back up to the Lord. So that's why we understand, you know what, that person would have stayed and lived with us. We say, what, it wasn't a time. How can they still here? It wasn't a time. You see what I'm saying? So everything's happening through a miraculous, what's the word I'm looking for? Divine intervention. Did he give you that scripture I'm looking for? Go ahead. Now watch this. You said you heard it from far, right? Watch this. The scripture talks about that. Watch. Read.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 21. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying.
You see that? You walking, man. You heard something. Because we got this microphone. The reason we got the microphone is brother, he likes to bring this mic up so our voice can project and get out there to brothers like you who might have an ear to hear, right? And you ain't just the regular average person. I can tell because you was like, look, I'm from Detroit. I hear some brothers. I see them on the corner. I'll come and check them out. You know how many brothers walk by us and don't even say what's up? You know what I mean? They got this weird spirit on them to where it's like, man, I see some brothers. I know they must be doing something different. They're not out here gangbanging. They ain't out here robbing, shooting, looting, and stealing. They look like they got books. First of all, brothers on the corner with books, they got to be about something. But these brothers walk on by. But you heard something, Mark, and you stopped and you listened. Go ahead.
Saying, this is the way, walk ye in it.
You see that? And you knew we was up here on something spiritual, more than likely, because you from Detroit. This movement's a little bigger, you know what I'm saying, back there. You see like the, what they call NOI, right? Nation of Islam. They be on the corners, you know what I mean? You know who also be on the corners? What's known as the Israelites. That's what we are.
This is a very popular and a strong movement in Detroit.
It's big in Detroit, right? We had brothers out there. I think there was there's a summit out there. We had a summit, I want to say, in Detroit not too long ago. So we had our brothers flew out there and they did the work out there. You know what I mean? There's lots of brothers. Matter of fact, I forgot who else. Someone else was in Detroit. I just seen about it. But go ahead.
It says, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left.
When you turn to the right, when you turn to the left. So that's what's happening. This voice you're hearing, and the Lord God is doing a divine intervention right now. He's waking up young brothers who had all types of walks in life. I mean, we was out there just like everybody else. You know what I'm talking about? Trying to do what we had to do just to make it, just to survive, just to put $1 in the pocket, just to try to put food on the table or keep that roof over our head. You know what I mean? We lived that lifestyle. But at some point, we had to decide that we got to live by a standard. You know what I mean? You got to actually stand for something, right? My mom's always tells me, I quote this all the time, she used to say, you know what, son? You got to either live for something or what? You fall for anything or you die for nothing. You see what I'm saying? So we chose to live by a standard. And what that standard is the standard that God put before his chosen, and that's to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. See, that's the whole duty of man. You got a duty you're supposed to do, and it's to fear God and to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. You see what I'm saying? Because we do that in society, you do those same things. Because why? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Means the wicked runs this place. And isn't it funny that God's, matter of fact, get that from me, you just read it, that God's duty happens to be the same duty that the white man requires of you, right? What does the white man require of the society? Fear the white man, right? I'm lying? You're supposed to fear white supremacy. Why? Because we'll come to your country and we'll bomb you, right? We'll put you in jail and we'll bury you under the jail. You see what I'm saying? We'll shoot you dead in the streets. We won't even let you get out the car. We'll shoot you dead in the passenger seat. That's happened to our people. You know, Detroit, was it Detroit where they did the firebomb, where they dropped the bomb? Was that Detroit? Back in the day, there was like some type of group. And then, no, I think that's Philly. I think it was Philly. Yeah. Was it Philly? You know what I'm saying? Well, listen, you don't even got to come out the house. We'll firebomb your roof. You see what I'm saying? So they want you to fear them, fear the white man. What else do you have to do in a white man society? Keep what? his laws, right? Because you gotta follow his laws. You drive a car, what you got in your pocket, in your wallet? In order to drive, what you got?
Driver's license.
Driver's license, see that? This is stolen land, but he took this by force. But you can't drive a car unless you have a driver's license. That's you keeping his laws, right? You want to travel out of country, what you gotta have?
Passport.
Passport, you see that? That's you keeping his laws. So he wants you to fear him and keep his laws. And guess what? A lot of people on this side, so-called Negroes, Latinos, natives, got no problem doing that. I'll fear the white man because he'll put a bullet in my head. I'll fear the white man and I'll keep all his laws. I'll live by his standards. You see that? That's easy for them. But what's hard for our people? It's hard for our people to do this. Go ahead, get that.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God.
Listen, don't fear the white man. Fear who?
Fear God.
Fear white supremacy.
Fear God.
Fear the white man.
Fear God.
It says fear God and what?
And keep his commandments.
You see that? And keep his commandments. But our people got a big problem with that, man. Our people say when it comes to this Bible, you know what? God knows my heart. You know what I mean? He knows what I'm really trying to do out here. He knows what I'm going through. And we start to make excuses, right? But do you do those excuses when you get pulled over by the cops? Cops tell you, hey, where your license at? Oh, hold on, officer, hold on. It's right here in my wallet. Please don't shoot me while I get my wallet to show you my license. You're on point when it comes to that, right? Insurance be caught up to date. Listen, it might elapse from time to time, right? That insurance might elapse. You might go a week or two. Eventually, you're going to get that insurance. I'm lying? You're going to get that car insurance. If you go a year without car insurance, you're breaking records. Right here, brother? Man, I had insurance like 6 months. You pushing it, brother. They're going to get you eventually. You see what I'm saying? We keep those laws, but we have a problem with keeping the laws of God, man. Now, what happened, I'm going to tell you, when we went, God's chosen people, in 70 AD, the Romans came, destroyed it. The Israelites, man, we left them, right? Because we had no home. Scattered throughout the interiors of Africa, came all the way to the west shores of Africa. You know what happened? Us leaving our home by force and getting all the way through the transatlantic slave trade and coming here, you know what happened? We picked up all the ways and all the ideologies and philosophies and languages of all the people that kept us captives, right? Who were the first ones that kind of had us in captivity? Those were the Arabs. When you read the book From Babylon to Timbuktu, it tells you that these Arab slave markets were full of thousands of black Jews. You see what I'm saying? And when the Arabs took us in captivity, the predominant religion that they were pushing on us when we were slaves to them was Islam. You see that? We had to read out the Quran. We got Islamic names. This was not our original language and heritage. This was forced on us. Same way when we came here to the shores of America. Christianity, right? White Jesus. Matter of fact, get that up for me, out. Get that white Jesus sign up. You see that? They spread this with a sword. You ever been to church?
One time when I was a kid.
One time you was a kid. Did they have an image like that up in there?
They had it in my grandmother's house. All
you see that? You see that? We grew up looking at this as a golden standard.
It's on the wall.
You see that's in the wall?
It's the same picture on the wall.
That same picture right there. Do you know that? Do you know that's really an image and a portrait that was commissioned by Michelangelo? And it was, that's actually Caesar Borgia, the second son of Pope Alexander. That's who that image is actually made after. But we were told that that's the Jesus in the Bible. Now, do you know the Jesus in the Bible, how he really looks?
Yes.
How he looks?
Like you.
There you go, man. Give it up for Mark, man. Clap for him, man. All praises, man.
Like you, brother.
Let's go, Mark. You see that?
And his skin was like coal.
You see that?
Yes, sir.
But listen, but they pushed this image. Why they do this?
Because they wanted to rob us of our culture and our mind and make us subservient.
Man, give it. Let's go, Mark, man. Get up for Mark, man. You see that? Listen, it might be this brother from Detroit, you see what I'm saying? We got a lot of brothers out here that be washed. You know what I mean, Mark? I'm talking, they don't get this. They'll fight, they come up with a fight us for that image. You see what I'm saying?
Afraid.
Wow. What'd you say?
They're afraid.
They're afraid. Listen, they're afraid. Guess what? That's amazing you said that, because that's the lesson, right? The topic of the lesson is not to fear man, but fear God. You see what I'm saying? Don't fear the person that can kill the body, but fear the person that can kill body and soul. It's just a vessel. We get old, right, Mark?
Yes, sir.
We deteriorate. We go back into the earth. So we gonna die anyway. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta live by a standard. We have to. Because if we don't, that's what actually makes you a man. You see that? That's why. You have certain obligations, certain standards that you maintain and keep. You see what I'm saying? If you don't, then you're what? You a punk. You see what I'm saying? If you're a pushover and you're a punk, anyone can tell you what to do, right, Mark? Anyone can control you, make you do whatever, and even make you go against your own moral compass, your own moral standards, because you're a pushover. But if you stand upon something, that's what really makes you a man, and that's how we show ourselves. Man, anybody got any precepts? Precepts? Give me Joshua 1 and 18. 1 and 8, I think is when they about being successful, right? Whoever get that first. Because ultimately, right, Mark, you just want to survive, right? You come from Detroit, it's tough, right? Hard out there, right? I want to say, especially when it comes to housing, right? The whole housing industry is messed up. I ain't been out there, but I know brothers from Detroit. They used to tell me it's bad out there. Like, I remember this brother, he tried to show me his house that he grew up in, and he was like, he put it up on, you know, you got the Google Earth, where you can show the images. He said, my house was right there, man. I said, where the house at? He said, it's right there, man. I said, man, that's an open lie. He said, yeah, it's not there though. I guess what he said they were doing in Detroit is sometimes the houses get so old and dilapidated, they just like let them just kind of rot away or burn them down or just take them out. You know what I mean? It's cheaper that way to just buy the land and just rebuild. You know what I mean? That's how bad the economy has got there, especially when it comes to housing. You know what I mean? And we suffer, right, in these conditions. Why? Because we did something as a people. You know what we did, Mark?
Disobedient to the precepts of our forefathers.
Boom, that part. Man, give it up for Mark again, man. This brother's on it, man. This brother's on it, man. You sure you ain't been in this book right here, man?
I've been deep in that book.
You've been deep in that book. Okay.
For a very long time.
Okay, so you read it all the time, and that's good, man.
I haven't been reading.
Oh, you said you haven't?
When you said this was a divine moment, divine intervention, it was by providence that I came down here. I just got on the bus and came down, and I ended up right here. So yes, my spirit is being fed. That's something I need.
Yeah, we gonna get you a flyer, Mark, man, because you.
Oh, you already got one.
Oh, you already got one? Okay, you good. You good.
Hey.
Huh?
Sis said she want to fly.
Oh, the sister need a flyer. Go ahead. So like, I didn't see it. That sister need a flyer. Yeah, let me show. How you doing? Hey, how you doing, sister?
I'm doing good, and you?
Not too bad. You know what we doing up here?
No, I don't. I'm from Miami.
You from Miami? Okay, what part?
Miami, Florida.
Oh, you from Florida? Okay, Miami, Florida. So, we got school out there, right? Yeah, we got a school in Miami, Florida. These brothers just came back from Miami. Y'all was in Miami, right? Yeah, these brothers just came back from there. We got brothers doing the same thing up here. What we're trying to do is really wake up our people, right? So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, because we've been kept from our true identity, from our history. We've been stripped of our cultures, stripped of our heritage, and it's been like that for a long time. You know what I mean? Are you a spiritual woman? Okay, you believe in God?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, that's good. Now, did you know that God has a chosen people? You know that? So God has a chosen people, right? Who are God's chosen people?
Not everybody got that.
Huh? No, hey, listen, it's all good. And listen, who's God's chosen people? You know? Israelites, right? There you go. See, that's what they do the answer right there. That's God's chosen people, the Israelites, man. We God's chosen people. Matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 28. You got it? Start at 1. Watch this. I'm going to show you something. Watch this. Read.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Above what?
Above all nations of the earth.
No, equal to.
Above all nations of the earth.
See that? So we are chosen special people. We're above all nations on the earth, according to the Bible. And the way we stay that way is by keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what we got to do. Because like this brother said, Mark earlier, he said, look, you know why we ain't that special people no more? Because we didn't do that, right? We strayed. We want to follow all the ways of the heathen, all the ways of our captors, right? And worship other idols, worship their gods. What's that? Did you brothers get a flyer? You got one? Okay, you good. Check that out, man. We out here every Saturday. When y'all get time, man, pull up on us. All right? See, we didn't listen, right? Like Mark said. So something happened to us. But we're supposed to be special. If I get that, Deuteronomy 7:6 real quick.
So book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. But thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right, we're a holy people unto the Lord God, right? Holy means sanctified or separate, right? So we separated, right? You ain't like every other woman walking around out here, right? You know, as a black woman, you could catch hell in these streets, right? Come on, you coming from Miami, you know what I'm saying? You can catch it out there. This brother's from Detroit, you can catch it in Detroit. And trust and best believe, you ain't no safer out here in California. We got some of the most crooked. I mean, you remember Rodney King? That was out here in LA. You remember that beat down? Them LA riots, you know what I'm saying? You ain't no safer out here in California. So you can catch it as a black man, so-called black woman, anywhere you go. But we're a special people. We're separated, right? Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Listen, he chose us to be a special people unto himself. He said, look at everybody in the earth, you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called natives of indigenous descent, you were special. Y'all ain't like the rest. And we can see it just in society today. Look at the type of music we do, right? Look at our academia, the inventions we create and make, right? Just the flavor that we add to everything, our style, right? Our swag, we different. They can't do like us. We're literally separated out of everyone. How do we know this? Because all these other nations want to be like what? Want to be like us, right? Till the police come, right? They want to be like us. Go ahead.
I would say even as the have-nots, they still want to be like us.
Right, even at the bottom of society, you know, a lot of these inventions that were created in slavery, our slave masters stole these inventions, even though we were the ones who patented these inventions. You see that? So even in our worst conditions, we were still innovators.
Hey,
we're still able to figure stuff out.
You ever see how Esau be feeling like they don't want to be rich and they want to go and be a part of the slums and then the crime? Because it's like we make being without seem fun. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the place to be.
We do. There's rich white people. You know what they say when they want to have a good time? Hey, let's go for a stroll through the ghetto. You see what I'm saying? Let's go I want to go drive through the hood. Let's go buy crack.
To the slums.
They say let's go slumming.
Slumming, yeah.
Let's go slumming. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they're so used to be born with a golden spoon, with the silver spoon. They had to work hard for nothing. They want to experience it because that way of life is really not even living because everything's handed to them. Everything's given to them. You know, there's rich white people that don't even give certain things to their kids because they want them to what? Work for it. You see that? Nah, I can't give it to you, but I want you to experience what it's like to work for it. We ain't never had that option, right? I'm lying. Growing up where we from, mom, pops, listen, you want that? Guess what? You're gonna have to go out, get a job, make some money, right? Hustle. Then you can get it. It wasn't no option. Our parents was like, son, daughter, right? I would give it to you if I could. You see what I'm saying? But why they couldn't? Because of the curses. Let's get some of these curses. Deuteronomy 28. Get the one where it says the man of. Oh, you want done? Go ahead.
The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
See that? Once again, he's saying that we're supposed to be above all these other nations. But economically, are we above everybody else? No, we at the bottom. Look how Miami's looking. You know what I'm saying? Down there. Look how Detroit is looking. You see what I'm saying? Y'all come out here to San Diego, it's supposed to be one of the top tourist spots out here in San Diego, right?
Worse than Miami.
You see that? Worse than Miami. You see the homeless population we got out here? I'm talking, it's bad out here. It's bad. I used to think about it. I said, man, it's kind of bad out here in San Diego. I see these commercials, they say, oh, this is the top tourist spot. Come to San Diego. You know what I mean? It's palm trees and sunshine.
Don't go to 16th Street.
Yeah, listen, don't go to 16th Street. Me and this brother, the homeless man, pulled a knife on me and this brother and asked us for our wallet. You see what I'm saying?
He was just playing.
Listen, didn't say, I'm sorry, brother, just can I get $1 or a shirt? You know what I'm saying? I'm out here hurting. You know what I mean? It's bad out here. But this was going to happen. Why? Because we didn't listen, like Mark said. So we're going to suffer some of the curses. Let's go through some of these curses to prove that we are God's chosen, because don't nobody else suffer what we suffer. Get the one where, I think it's 54, 53, where it says the man shall lead. Because why couldn't our parents provide for us? Why is that, right? They worked hard. Your parents work hard? They work hard?
But they had to work at underclass. My grandmother used to have to go in the back door of white people's house to clean, and she would bring leftover clothes home to my mother and them that was born in the
so they could wear that. You see that? You see that?
Born in California.
Well, hold on. You can't tell me that's not working hard. She literally had to come through the back door and think of a way and of a tactic how she could get clothes, you see what I'm saying, for her family.
Yes.
What about you? Your parents work hard, sis?
My parents?
Mm-hmm.
My dad's in the military.
Okay.
My mom, yeah, she works hard.
Military. I ain't gonna lie, that's some of the hardest work you can do. Can you imagine going to war and fighting for a system and a society that don't give a damn about you? You see that? What'd you say?
That's his choice.
But listen, that's his choice, right? They used to put letters to brothers back in Vietnam. Remember, black man go home, remember? They didn't want us out there. You know what I mean? They want us out there. But he made that choice. Why? Because he was trying to make an honest living and trying to make a buck so he could take care of, you know what I'm saying? Moms, you, the family. You see what I'm saying?
Oh no, we gotta take care of myself.
Oh, you took care of yourself? Okay. From what age?
From what age?
Yeah.
I went into foster care when I was 16, aged out at 18, been on my own ever since.
Okay, so about 18, he was saying, because foster system he was in about 16. Okay, so he did that up to a point in time, right? Says then you was on your own, right? But see,
My mom did most of it. My mom and my grandparents did most of
it was your mom and your grandparents. Like this brother was your grandparents, right? That was there.
My mother was there.
Mother was there too. Mom, grandparents. Now that's weird. Check this out. Mom, grandparents. Father wasn't really there though, right? That's crazy though, right? But guess what? Bible speaks on it. You got it? Watch this.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you.
It says, so the man that is tender among you. That father is supposed to be the most loving character in your life, right? Come, especially your woman. You daddy's little girl, you know what I mean? He's supposed to, what? This is my daughter, this is my baby. I'll die for her. You see what I'm saying? This is supposed to be the most loving, tender person in your family. What? This is my son? You're my image. I look at you and I see me. You see what I'm saying? This is a loving, delicate man. Go ahead.
And very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
Something's gonna happen. His eye shall be what?
Evil toward his brother.
You see that? The men of our nation, their eye is now evil towards one another. It means don't look at me the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm liable to kill you. Listen, not just fight, I could take your life from a wrong look. You see that? Now I just have this mentality where everybody's out to get me and I gotta get them. You see what I'm saying? We gotta rob and steal and kill from our own. We got this crab in a bucket mentality where everybody's trying to pull each other down. There's a reason that's happening. Go ahead. What else was gonna happen?
It says, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
See that? He was gonna be evil towards his wife. Domestic violence in the home. You see what I'm saying? A lot of abusive and just dysfunctional families. You know what I mean? Not working together, always fighting, always got issues, always got problems. And it says his eye was going to be evil even towards his children, which eventually he'll probably leave. A lot of brothers up here ain't never know their father, right? They ain't never known their dad. You know what I mean?
We got the highest divorce rates. We got the single parent homes. You know what I mean?
You see that?
We highest in all of that.
You see that this sister, she was in the system from 16, had to be on her own at 18. This brother, grandma, where's father and grandpa right to provide? Grandma had to do it.
But the systematic oppression was designed by the Europeans to show division. This is why when we came off the slips, they would take the father away.
Out the household, right?
And strip that. Because if you take the father away, then the son don't look to but who the slave master.
Exactly. And they used to have a thing called buck breaking, right? Where they break down that man in front of his family.
Right.
To make him look that he was less than nothing, couldn't be a protector, couldn't be a provider, right? We understand the systematic effects that took place, but it's also deeper than that. It was also because we didn't listen to the father that he allowed that to happen. Because watch, it's going to show you right here. Go ahead.
So that he will not give any of them of the flesh of his children.
Listen, he ain't got the ability to even give to his kids, right? Because he was systematically oppressed to the point where he couldn't. Go ahead.
Whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the siege.
See that siege going back to 70 AD, like I told you, when they invaded our land. Because this ain't a hard land, we ain't from here. You're not original, people ain't originally from Detroit. If you go back in history, you see what I'm saying? She ain't originally from Miami. If we go back, you see what I'm saying? We actually have a homeland. But because of the siege, because our homeland was stripped, and we were taken and put into captivity, like you said, and through white supremacy and systematic oppression, now our households suffer like this. That's right here in the Bible, you see that? Look, dysfunctional black, Latino, and Native homes, right here in the Bible, one of the curses. But our people don't understand that and don't see it. Why? They don't read and get these scriptures brought out to them. The church ain't gonna tell you this and break this down. You see what I'm saying? They're just gonna say you didn't work hard enough. Or you're not applying yourself, right? Sister, you ain't working hard enough. Or you just wasn't right growing up. That's why your family have problems. No, it's because of the systematic oppression and the curses that God put on the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives. That's why we suffer this. You see what I'm saying? Not till we wake up and really get a mind, right, to see what's really going on and actually come back to the God of our ancestors, right, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, start to keep these commandments, then can we look, realize, and be like, nah, look, boom, this is what it is right here. You see what I'm saying? It's not because they didn't really care or they didn't really want to, like, you know, say, have a functioning family. It's because of the seasons why we all messed up. Go ahead, get your piece.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, and verse 5. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord thy God chasteneth thee.
Right, just like you got kids? You got any kids? Okay, so she said that quick. She said, no, I ain't bringing no babies in this world. Listen, but why wouldn't you though? You see what I'm saying? That's the ultimate thing of eventually of having, say it again? Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I understand all of the things that you're saying. And I know that, well, for one, I'm too young.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
24, okay. You told you too young to have kids at 24?
I feel like I'm too young.
Okay.
You know, there's still things that I want to do. I want to finish school. I'm working full
So
time.
it's not necessarily you're too young, you just ain't accomplished what you think.
It's all those
Okay, it's a combination of all that. Okay. What you going to school for?
nursing.
Nursing. So, but eventually you would like to.
That's a huge maybe.
That's a huge maybe.
That's a
Okay.
huge maybe.
Let me ask you why though. Why?
Because my thing is that I want to be married before I have kids. And
Okay.
if that doesn't happen, I'm not having kids.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I'm not trying to be anyone. I'm not trying to continue the cycle.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. You know, and you know what? We need more people to think about that. You know, see, a lot of women, they just want to get with a man they like, and they want to lock them down, and they figure having a kid is the way to do it. You know what I mean? Not knowing this man might have already 3 baby mamas. You know what I mean? So if the first 3 didn't lock him down with that kid, how you gonna do it, right? You know what I'm saying? So you wanting to have a functioning family to have a kid, that makes sense. But a lot of people, they'll say, I don't even want kids, right? Because why? Because this world's so messed up. I had it hard. My parents had it hard. So I ain't gonna have kids, right? But why do we keep having it hard? Because we keep disobeying God. We keep straying from the law, statutes, commandments. You have some? Oh, go ahead, finish that. Start over, actually.
He says, thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord thy God chasteneth thee. Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways and to fear him.
Right, because if y'all had kids, but y'all got parents, you know when your parents told you to do something, you had to what?
I had to do it.
You had to do it, right? You had to do it. Or what? Face what? Like you get the beat down. And that's what the Lord's been doing to all the people you see on this side. All the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives that were supposed to listen to him, follow these laws, such commandments, he's been up here just, I'm talking, wearing out the nation. Police brutality, us being the first fired, last hired, us having dysfunctional homes, our women being widows, our children being orphans, getting headed into the system. All this is a result of us not listening and following directions. Because just like a father punishes their kid when they don't listen, the Most High, that's our Heavenly Father. So he's punishing us for not listening. Matter of fact, she said she went in the system at 16. Get that for me. Get that curse about their eyes longing for the children. Who got it? Go ahead, watch it. This is about her going to the system at 16. This was prophesied to happen right here in the Bible. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
See that? Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given to another people. Did you have another family you lived with?
Yeah.
You did. What kind of family were they?
They were Christian. They were Christian. It was a Christian group home.
Okay, it was a Christian like group home. So there was other kids there and everything?
Yeah.
What was their ethnicity? What were they?
So our foster
What's going on,
parents
Kings?
were white, but we were all black for the most part. Majority of us were black.
All the kids was black? But the
Foster parents were
the
white.
foster parents were white. Okay. You see that? Read that again.
From the top. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
See that? That happened with the indigenous Latinos and Natives that were here. All their kids, when the settlers came, took their kids, they took them to something called boarding schools. Where this man said they had a philosophy. What was it called?
Kill the Indian, save the man.
Kill the Indian kid. They were trying to beat the savage out of you. What they thought was savage, but that was really your indigenous tribal ways, right? Once you cut your hair, forget your native tongue, start dressing, right, and acting like a white man or a white woman. That was what they did in boarding schools. They call it, they're famous out here. You see what I'm saying? They did the same thing to us through our institution. That's what do we learn when we go to the white man's school system? Eurocentric knowledge, right? That's what you learn. You're going in medicine, right? You're studying to be a nurse. A lot of the medicines, even when you look at the terminology, a lot of them are like Latin and like Greek words, Greek terminology. See what I'm saying? Which all goes back to them. You see what I'm saying? Because they designed this whole system. This whole infrastructure was built up by them. And we just carry it out and build it up. You see what I'm saying? So ultimately, all their ways through white supremacy is designed for us to be like this. You see that? So stripping the kids and putting us directly into homes with them even further pushes that. You see what I'm saying? And that's a curse. Because that don't happen to everyone, right? But it's big with our people. You see what I'm saying? Real big with our people. Some more on that? Go ahead.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Right, there's some people that get their kids took and they really want their kids though. You know what I mean? And they fight hard and the system don't always just give them back to you. You know what I mean? There's all types of programs you gotta go through. You gotta be able to prove yourself to be a sufficient parent. You know what I mean? So that way you can take care of your kids. That's a curse. that's put on our people, right? And we suffer from that. Majorly, go ahead.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Listen, no beach no might, meaning no matter how hard they try, some of these people can't get their kids back. You know what I mean? Losing Isaiah, they had that. Yeah, they had that. Losing Isaiah. She was trying hard to get that baby back. You remember? I had that personally happen to my family, my sister. You know what I'm saying? Stripped of her kids, went in a home, had to adopt for a little bit, you know what I mean? Till she could get built up enough to the point where she could get them back systematically, right? Not like she wasn't ready to take care of them. She was taking care of them the whole time. But according to their rules, their legislations, right? The laws they got in place, you got to meet their requirements before that could happen. You see, so that's just some of the curses that we suffer, man. Our people walk around here and they don't know. They ain't taught any better. So that's why you see us out here, because we actually care about our people. You see what I'm saying? We care about the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, and all the hell we catch out here, and all the problems, and all the atrocities that's happened to us. And we realize that a lot of our people ain't gonna take the time to try to walk in the ways that God told us to walk in. So we had to be the ones to sacrifice ourselves to be out here and be watchmen for our people. Every nation, every people got an army to protect them, right? So if we're the people of God, God gotta have an army, right? And that's what you're looking at. We're the watchmen up here. Matter of fact, you went to Ezekiel, was it Ezekiel 33? Get Ezekiel 33. Oh, what's Ezekiel 3? What did we didn't get 3 yesterday, huh? Cap, get 3. I think 3 is cool. Either one. See, we're the watchmen up here, man. We have an obligation as God's servants to come out and to do something to our people. Give me Isaiah 50, yeah, 50 and 1.
Let them know, God.
Let's get that. We got a duty to do out here. And then Cap, give me something about going to the highways and byways. That might be a good one.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud.
Do what?
Cry aloud.
Do what?
Cry aloud.
Do what?
Cry aloud.
Read.
Spare not.
Spare not.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Listen, it says, cry aloud, spare not. What does that mean? We don't care if you're man, woman, or child. We're going to let you know what's going on. Lift up our voice like a trumpet. That's why this brother heard us. You see that? He was able to hear us. God told us to come out here and do this. Why?
It says, and show my people their transgression.
Show my people their transgressions, which is breaking of the law. Go ahead.
And the house of Jacob their sin.
Listen, the house of Jacob, who was surnamed Israel, their sins. We got to show our people how they're sinning, how they're going off, right? Like this brother said, Assalamu alaikum, when he walked up. One thing Muslims ain't supposed to do is eat what? What ain't you supposed to eat?
No pork.
No pork, right? No pork on the fork. As Israelites, God's chosen, that was a law that was given to us as well. We ain't supposed to eat no pork. But we see our people walking around, they eating them pork chop sandwiches, you know what I mean? Trying to dine on that swine, eating them hams, the shrimp, the lobster, right? No shellfish. So that's something that God told us not to do. And for reasons, health reasons, right? You a nurse, some people don't understand a lot of your health effects and results can come just from your lifestyle, right? They tell you just exercise and eating healthy can improve a lot. You see what I'm saying? So God had a Levitical dietary laws set in place just to help us. So it's actually a sin to literally to eat unhealthy, right? So eat swine, things like lobster, catfish, things like that, you're not supposed to eat. So we come out here to tell our people not to do that. You see what I'm saying? And it should be obvious, because if you look at all the high cholesterol we got, all the high blood pressure, hypertension our people suffer from, you think you would want to do better so you could be better, right? But you can't. I'm sure you working in nursing. There's times you tell patients and people tell patients what they need to be doing, and they don't listen. You see what I'm saying? But that's our people. We hard-headed. They ain't going to listen. Someone give me a precept on that too. But it's not listening. Babu Kajah. Is that on that?
Jeremiah 4:22.
Got something on that? Go ahead.
Jeremiah 4:22.
I had you hold something. What did I have you hold? Huh? Yeah, be the watchman. But I thought I had something else. Go ahead.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 33. Chapter 3.
Okay, Khan.
Okay, let's start 33 from the top. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he see the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
See, so that's what we're doing. The Lord set up watchmen. He said, go to my people, right? Don't go to all these other nations, right? They're living good. All these other nations, they're in their mirth. They got it nice. They ain't suffering like us. They watch our suffering on TV, right? They turn on the television. They see us getting gunned down, left like dead dogs in the street. You see what I'm saying? They turn on the TV. They see our women getting beat up. You know what I'm saying? What they call them, rape murders. You know what I mean? They see that. They don't suffer like we suffer. So he says, go out to my people, and when we see the sword coming, when we see destruction on the way, when we see that this place is finna go down, we gotta blow a warning. We gotta blow the trumpet to warn our people. That's our obligation, right? If you had a friend, right, let's say you had a bestie, right, and she knows something bad about to happen to you, and she don't say nothing, and she just let that happen to you, how you gonna look at her?
No, that's not my friend.
Listen, you ain't bestie no more. Listen, you was bestie, you ain't bestie no more.
That was never.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the way God is looking at his servants. If you're a true servant of mine, right? If you're really about my business, your father's business, if you're really about it, you're gonna blow the trumpet, right? You're gonna blow that. Go ahead. Right. Because that sister would be hating to do that, right? That ain't love. She knew something was coming. She knew something was gonna happen. Right? That's like some brothers was trying to pull a lick on you. You in Detroit, you know some brothers gonna try to pull a lick, right? Set you up and rob you, right, Mark? And someone had wind of that, but they didn't tell you and just let you walk right into a setup. You gonna look at them, Mark, like they're an enemy. Listen, you ain't my boy no more. You a straight enemy, right? So let's do this.
Book of Leviticus chapter 19 verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Right. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, man. That heart is synonymous for the mind. And you ain't supposed to hate your brother or your sister in your mind. Go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
Listen, you see something going off or they're going off themselves, you're supposed to let them know, hey, listen, you don't want to go down there. Listen, they robbing people down that alley. You see what I'm saying? Don't go down that alley. Because that's real love, and our people have lost that. You see what I'm saying? They'll let you walk right into a trap, right into a setup. You got a precept? Go ahead, get that, King.
It's back in Leviticus 1 verse up, verse 16. This is in the NLT. It says, do not spread slanderous gossip among your people. Do not stand idly by when your neighbor's life is threatened.
Ooh, you see that? Do not stand idly by when your neighbor's life is being threatened. And that happens a lot in our community. You see what I'm saying? Somebody will see somebody about to lose their life and they sit back and just watch. Might pull out their cell phone camera, but they don't take action to go help them. You see what I'm saying? You don't always gotta wait for the paramedics. You see what I'm saying? You ain't always gotta wait for the police. If this is our people, we need to stop looking for a nation to help us that doesn't, matter of fact, get that Lamentations, was that 4?
Yep.
Get that Lamentations 4. We can't look for other nations and outside people that don't give a damn about us to help us sometimes. You see what I'm saying? Because the time when we got to stand up for our own, love our own, care about our own, right? Start to think with that type of mentality. Because it's so easy to just be like, listen, I don't care, they ain't me. That's not my direct family. But guess what? This is a brother that suffers just like you suffer. This is a sister that's suffering just like you suffer. When you need help, guess what? She could be in the same position where she needs that help. You know what I mean? You had something? You found Lamentations? Watch this.
Book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17.
Right, because this is what our people do a lot. We look for others to help us, right? Come save us. Go ahead.
As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help.
Listen, we fell for vain help. Go ahead.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We've watched for a nation that what?
Could not save us.
You see that? No, they can't save us.
Could not save us.
See, this nation can't save us, man. If so, it would happen at least over the last 400 years. Don't say they helped us with what they give us, Section 8. What we get, welfare. What you get, WIC, some milk, cheese. What you get, Medi-Cal. That they don't even accept Medi-Cal everywhere. She knows, she's a nurse industry. Some place you go to, Medi-Cal is not accepted here. I'm sorry. You see what I'm saying? What they give us? Housing. These dilapidated apartments and project buildings. You see what I'm saying? It's little crumbs off the table. This is not real help. We think they're actually going to save us. No. Would you get a stimulus check? Would you get a couple extra $100 on your unemployment? What's going to happen when that runs out? Unemployment only go what? 6 months. You see what I'm saying? We're going to depend on this nation to save us? There's no way. This nation can't save themselves. But someone look up, someone fact check the deficit. The American debt, they got a debt clock. You know what I mean? Someone fact check that. How much America owe right now? Because they want to come to you when you owe money, right? You get the phone calls, right? Them bill collectors on you, ain't they, Mark? You see a weird number, you're like, what's this weird number? You know what I'm saying? You look at it for a second, Do I know what area code is this? I'm lying, sis? You get that phone call? This might be a bill collector. See what I'm saying? They owe you when you owe money. But when they owe money, when are they gonna pay that? Where's the bill collector for America? I'm gonna tell you who the bill collector for America is. That's the Most High God, man. Because see, its sins have reached up to the heavens. Someone get that too for me.
Look, it's still going up.
Go ahead, what's the debt? Go ahead, call it.
$27 trillion.
27 what?
Trillion.
Trillion. What is a trillion again? 1,000 billion? A trillion is 1,000 billion. Imagine that. 1,000 billion. And they got $27 trillion in debt. Their phone should not stop ringing. Their phone it should just be a 24/7 continuous ring. I'm lying? Because you got a credit card for $5,000 and they're on you. You see what I'm saying? They ain't leaving you alone. You see what I'm saying? You out here, sis?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you out here in San Diego?
Today's my last day.
Okay. You going back to Miami?
Yeah.
Okay, we got brothers in Miami, so if you ever want to, you got the flyer, right?
Yeah, I have a flyer.
Okay, contact that number on the flyer. We can get you some information to our camp out in Florida, because we need more sisters like you that's open-minded, that's willing to listen, and actually care about something other than hair, nails, and extensions. You know what I mean? All right, sis. Stay blessed.
Appreciate y'all.
So that's 27 trillion, right? 1 trillion is 1,000 billion. That's ridiculous.
Not to mention what they owe us.
Yeah, not to mention the trillions of dollars in free labor we gave them throughout all these generations. I told this brother the other day, I said, man, I'm still waiting for my 40 acres of a mule. Listen, don't get it twisted. Let you promise something. They're going to expect it of you, sir. Mark, you told us you would pay us $32.50 every Friday on the 3rd, right? Where's my $32.50? Where's our 40 acres and a mule? Y'all said we're supposed to get that. Forget anything else. Where's just that? You see, that's because this nation is corrupt. Get that for me too. They are corrupt.
We ain't even got 40 ounces.
No 40 ounces, no pit bull, no acres, no land. You see that? Because this is a nation that's very corrupt, man. So how can we look for this nation to save us, man? There's no way. You got that? Go ahead. Read.
Book of Psalms 73:7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish.
Listen, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than hearts can. $27 trillion? You couldn't spend that if you tried. You couldn't even imagine. Ain't that sad that your brain can't even imagine how to spend that much money? You would just think for how, like, online cap, you could think for 20 minutes on how to spend that and still wouldn't even touch it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep, then you start doing it over again. Oh, I'm just gonna buy another mansion. I'm gonna buy some more sports cars and a couple more islands.
Still ain't put a dent in it.
He ain't put a dent in it. They got, read that again from the top, this is crazy.
For the top, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish.
They have more than heart can wish. Go ahead.
That's why they want. Yeah, some shit.
Yeah, it says they're insatiable. It says their desires is as hell, man, can never be content. We know they're gluttons. We know they can never be satisfied. Their desire is as hell. And we're talking about all the rich elite, man. That's your Rockefellers, your DuPonts, who owns Chase Bank, JP Morgan. We're talking about all these rich trillionaires. I'm talking, they got old family money, you know what I mean? Inheritances. They don't even gotta work, find a career, they're just waiting to turn 18. They get all that, you see what I'm saying? We don't got, you wait to turn 18 to just get a job. See what I'm saying? So you can work legally. Yeah, listen, they're still spending old money. They ain't even caught up to the 21st century. They spending with this money from they got coins. Remember what you said? I got coin worth what's the coin worth?
$1 million.
They got coins, but they got coins worth $1 million. Could come from the Pinta, and you know, they found it from a Spanish boat sunken in Hispaniola. You know what I mean?
That's why they get so bored and they want to slum it, because they get bored being so.
Yeah, you're so tired. You're tired of being rich. Ain't that crazy? That's society. You're tired of being broke. They tired of being rich. Ain't that crazy? That's wild. I remember I worked for a company. I ain't gonna say no names. A very rich company. Satellite business. I'll give that clue. But the CEO, the head man, came and they asked him, "What's it like being so rich, having so much money? What did you just want? We want to know what you want, because you got a lot of money. What do you wish you could do or you haven't done yet?" You know what he said? He said, "Man, I got all this money, millionaire." He said, "There's one thing that I never was able to do that I wish I could do. One thing that I just never could do." I was waiting to see what he said. You know what he said? He said, "And that's dunk a basketball.
Hey,
I
I
know
was
he's
gonna say
gonna
dunk a
say,
basketball.
Dunk a basketball. You got Jamal, Keyshawn, and Andre. Y'all all in the hood. Y'all was dunking since middle school. Putting shirts through the hoop. You was dunking PE shirts through the hoop in 6th grade. And this billionaire, all he wishes is he could do is dunk a basketball. That's crazy. That's life. Ain't that wild?
Hey,
That's insane.
Can't get you that.
White man can't jump.
That's why we gotta understand, satisfaction in life is everything, right?
Right.
And when you have to rape, rob, and murder and do ungodly things to obtain stuff, it takes away that level of satisfaction and contentment, right? This is why a lot of times, you know, when you grow up, you learn about the white picket fence analogy of success and happiness, because it's all of your necessities being fulfilled and being covered, right? And then that's where your contentment should lie. But like I said, when you go and you start doing ungodly, you know, God-forsaken things to obtain stuff, right? One, it gives you this kind of God complex, right? That nothing is outside of your boundary. There is no boundary for you, right? So then, like the scriptures speak about in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, it says that he enlargeth his desire as hell, because he goes around snatching and just taking things, so he has no boundary for himself. Therefore, he has no level of contentment, right? He has no level of satisfaction. His desire is, I want to just get everything, and then when I get everything, then I want to start going, you know, extraterrestrial, right? Now I got to go outside of the Earth's orbit. And then once you do that, you're still a 5'5", fat, hairy Jewish man, and you still what? You still can't dunk a basketball.
Yeah, that's right.
Still can't.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's your heart's desire.
And that's your heart's desire. So that's why a lot of times, man, this is a way that they trick us. This is a way that they control us and they brainwash us. They get us to believe and to seek after all of the things that we really don't even want in life.
Right.
Because that's one thing my dad always told me. He said, son, I've never bought a brand new car because I never saw the point. I always recognize that as soon as you go spend all of that money on a brand new car, you're gonna drive it off the lot, the value of it immediately goes down, and then 60 to 90 days later, the thrill is gone. And guess what? You want a new one, right? Or less than 300 days later, you want the new car, right? Or you got to get the next one. But now you're locked into some contract or to some 64-month lease or you know finance that you done got yourself into, and the thrill is gone. You think you want it because you've never had it, but a lot of times when we seek our whole lives for things, we get it and then we realize, well, what the hell do I do with it now?
That's why those rappers and comedians and actors have like 10 cars, and then when they show them out, they be like, I don't even drive.
I don't even drive them. And again, I like sneakers. I'll sit here and watch and wait for a sneaker to come out for years. It'll finally come out. I'll finally have a chance to get it. I'll get the shoe and put it in the shoebox and put it in my closet, and I'll forget that I even had a shoe. That's the craziest thing in the world. I will forget that I have it until somebody says, hey bro, did you hear about, oh yeah, oh I got that shoe. Oh damn, I should go wear it. Nah, and not even gonna wear it, right? So this is the type of insatiabilism, if that's even a word, right? But that's the issue that the so-called white man has. He has no boundary, he has no standard, he has no he actually has no, what am I looking for? What am I saying?
He's not content.
It's not that he's talking about he's content. He has no it's escaping me.
No fulfillment, because if it's sensational, it can never be fulfilled.
He has no fulfillment,
Yeah,
and that's what it is. He has no fulfillment, right? Because now give me James 1 and 4. We got to understand, and pretty much the point that I'm making is that with boundaries, our boundaries come from our moral compass, right? And standard is where our contentment is going to come. Our fulfillment is going to come. And we're not going to be insatiable, right? James 1 and 4, what does it say? Boom, bring it out.
It's book of James chapter 1 verse 4. But let patience have her perfect work.
Why is patience important for our fulfillment? Because we put our patience and our faith in who? No. Outside of ourselves, which is who? Who's outside of us? God. We put our patience and our faith in God. And when we have patience and faith in God, we have faith that He's going to give us what we need in our due time, or in its due time, right? But that also goes into our moral compass and our standard, right? So it says, let patience have her perfect work. Read.
It says, that ye may be perfect.
That we may be perfect, right? And what is our perfection? Our perfection is a balance between doing right and steering away from wrong. But even in doing right, we're not gonna laden ourselves with such a thick debt, right? $27 trillion. We're not gonna have a unbalanced society, especially amongst our own people, where what? Where we have the super rich and then the super poor, right? That goes back to that movie Platform, right? Where they got enough food to feed every level if everybody just ate what they had or what they needed, right? If everybody ate what they needed, all of the platforms will have enough food to be nourished. See what I'm saying? But they're so greedy because they don't give a damn about the lower class, and it breeds this insatiability. So everybody at the top 2 floors, they're gluttonly eating. They eating to the point where it's almost unhealthy, right? So again, it says, let patience have her perfect work, right? Go ahead.
That ye may be perfect.
That we may be perfect. Again, our perfection comes with balance. Our balance comes with looking out for everyone, right? Everybody has enough, right? Go ahead.
And entire, wanting nothing.
And entire, and we want for nothing. So our idea of satisfaction, fulfillment, and also being perfect has nothing to do with having the most money, being able to do whatever it is that you want to do, right? It's the faith, it's the patience in the Most High, and doing His will, which then benefits everyone, right? Because ultimately, because here's the thing, what's the point of me having all of the money in the world? What's the point of me having all of the money in the world, be super rich, then somebody be so deprived and so desperate that now I gotta watch out for that person? See what I'm saying? Now I'm putting a worry on myself that I really shouldn't have. What's a bigger worry? Being hungry or feeling like somebody gonna kill you for what you have? Shit, it's hard to decide that. See what I'm saying? Guess what? I could find something to eat in the world somewhere. That dude that is without, it's hard to get him up off my back. And guess what? Where we eliminate him, there's always going to be another. See what I'm saying? All of these things line up so much with simply worshiping and serving the Most High God with truth and sincerity, fearing Him and keeping His commandments. It just works out for everyone, where we completely eliminate the worry and the torment, the mental torment, right, and concern, and we can actually have rest. See what I'm saying? All these things go hand in hand, man. I don't want to take up too much of the time, but that was the point. Shalom.
Khan, no, that was a powerful point, man. Give it up for Tazamah, man. Captain Tazamah Moth, man. This brother really just bringing this home and bringing it to life, man. A lot of people, they think this Bible is like a spooky thing. Like, God's like a spook, you know what I mean? Like, He's not real. Why? Because people aren't able to bring this thing to life, make it free will. Yes, it's real. Us killing, the so-called Latino, Native, and Black community having problems killing each other, it's in the Bible. Your father not being in a household, in the Bible. Your mother disrespecting your father, in the Bible. Us having problems with each other because one's light-skinned, one's darker, one's older, one's younger, that's all in the Bible. You see that? And people aren't able to bring it to light and connect it. Why? Because a lot of us just been brought up in that church, man. We've been brought up in that church. Let's talk about something about being satisfied, man. There was something I want to add to the scripture, but I don't want to pervert it. It's a Job, I think like 30, probably like 15. about being satisfied. Cal talking about being satisfied. I remember I seen something like this. It's a bunch of verses about not being satisfied, right? Even Yahweh Shai said it. He said, what if someone was to gain the whole world, right? All the kingdoms of the earth, but lose what? Your soul, you see what I'm saying? If you compromise who you are, your soul is who you are. Your moral compass, like your moral values, how you are as a person. You see what I'm saying? If you sell that, I don't mean nothing. That's why in the hood we get mad at people what sell out, right? But like, man, this dude is sell out. He done left the hood, he ain't back no more. I think it's 30, try like 30 and 16. Look at Job 30 and 16, 15. What's that say? 30 and 16, what's that? That's 30 and 16. Oh, Proverbs 30 and 16, slide. Proverbs 30 and 16. You got preach it right.
Proverbs chapter 27, verse 20. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of men are never satisfied.
There we go. Yeah, it was something like that. Try 30, Proverbs 30 and 16 and 15. Listen, hell ain't never satisfied, man. The grave, it can keep taking bodies all day, man. That's why the Most High, he said, a lot of us gonna die, man. A lot of you gonna die by the sword. That's why you see the brothers up here, we don't want to be part of this, the 2/3 percentage, man. That 66.6% that ain't gonna get it. They're gonna get the mark of the beast. They're gonna be destroyed by the sword, along with all these other nations. Because why you're choosing to join and to collaborate with them. We look at it, you gotta look at a traitor like he ain't no better than the enemy. You see what I'm saying? Because this man will stab you in the back just like your enemy. You know what I mean? And we gotta look at it like that. A lot of brothers, they come up here, man, and they want to take us down. Are you kidding me? You want to take down some brothers who are standing up against the people who oppress you and want to hold you down and keep you back? You want to try to take out the brothers who are going into this book and trying to seek diligently to serve and do the work of the Most High God? Are you insane? Are you crazy? Go back home and smoke blunts and play PlayStation and Xbox, nigga. That's what you need to go do. Because you wasting time and you interrupting progress. And you trying to stop the program. Guess what? You ain't gonna stop the Most High program. Who got that in Proverbs? Proverbs 30. Who got it from me? You got it? Go ahead.
Book of Proverbs 30 and 15. The horse leech have 2 daughters crying. Give. There are 3 things that are never satisfied.
Listen, there's 3 things ain't never satisfied.
Yeah, 4 things say not. It is enough. The grave and the barren womb.
Right, the grave, that's what he said earlier, hell, Sheol, right? Never satisfied. The barren womb, because a woman always want what? That kid, go ahead.
The earth that is not filled with water.
Right, just like a dry desert. It need water, right? Ain't gonna never be satisfied, go ahead.
And the fire that saved not, it is enough.
Right, because the fire gonna do nothing but burn up everything. The fire don't stop till it what? Burn up everything or somebody puts it out. You see what I'm saying? And then, yeah, because they need to add a 5th there, and that's Esau. You see what I'm saying? Because he'll continue, the white man will continue to take, steal, rob, kill, and destroy until there's nothing left.
That's me, bro. I see y'all next year.
He's that fire. He's that fire. You out, Brother Mark?
I gotta go. Nice to meet you.
Okay, all you too, King.
It's an honor, it's a pleasure. I'll be here next Saturday.
Right, man. And what you say next time you come up, since you know we Israelites now, and that's our people, man, instead of us on the salami, eggs, and bacon, you tell us,
Shalom.
Shalom. There you go, King. You know it. Shalom. Shalom. Give it up for Brother Mark, man.
That's right.
All praises, man.
Up to y'all.
Hey, no, listen.
The Creator sees all.
Hey,
and our heart is clear to Him.
Right.
Our heart is clear.
That's right. That's right.
We rob ourselves.
That's right.
I just did 34 years in prison.
Wow, look at that. And you out here to talk about it.
Years in prison.
Hey, all praises. You out here to talk about it.
Detroit, right?
That's
Real
crazy.
talk. I came here as an opportunity to get away from some of that stuff. So I'm here, and I give you pay homage to y'all, man. Y'all doing a mighty work. Don't surrender. Freedom fighters.
Hey, that's right.
You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? And it don't matter where we at, exterior and spiritually. Because if you could take the riches to hell, it tells us in the scriptures, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle.
That's right. That's right, brother.
And to heaven.
Hey, talk about it, Brother
It's not
Mark.
about this. It's about where we at inside. Because, hey, the only thing that's going to be weighed on the scale when we stand before the Creator is our deeds. So thank you. Keep doing the work. I honor y'all, man. Really. It's an honor. It's an honor. Y'all faces look familiar, and I ain't never seen them, but we have seen each other. Because the spirit, it's all the same.
That's right, man. We could have been. We could have been brother spirit. All right, King. All right. Y'all about to start breaking down? And let me get a Kwanya Sorella! Kwanya Sorella! Kwanya Sorella! That's right, man. All praises, man. All praises, man.